Thanks to the support as a channel member, Kyle Bykirch. We're in a title race. We're in a title race. It feels weird, but we're in a title race. Hello and welcome to Club 2, part 13 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have two games for you in the Championship. We're at home against Swansea and away against Crystal Palace. I usually say at this point, since you were last with me, but nothing's happened since you were last with me because we did those matches and realised these ones were really big too and had to show you these ones also. Reminder of what the Championship table looks like with 8 games to go in the Championship. Inexplicably, we are second in the league, 1 point behind Newcastle, 2 points ahead of Huddersfield. We play Swansea today, who are down in 4th, only 3 points behind us, and Crystal Palace, who are hovering just outside the playoffs. It is 2 very big games, but we have the Championship's top scorer and best player. What could possibly go wrong? This is the team we're going to be putting out there for the Swansea game. We've got Bezic in goal, a back four of Walters, Kitching, Ballard and Lewis, Gallner and Santiago in midfield, Gallagher, McCormick and Nelson supporting Brewster up front. It is the closest we've had to a settled side during my time at Peterborough. And would you believe it? I mean, this is like revolutionary breaking news for you here. Since we've had this settled side over the last half dozen games or so, we've been really good. We've won loads of games. It's been great. Gallner, possibly missing piece of the jigsaw. Who knew we just needed a 6'6" giant in central midfield? Corner comes in. Are we aiming for the giant? We're not. We're aiming for Ballard, the best player in the Championship, who's occasionally in the media dream 11 to thunder his header home. A 5th goal of the season for him. We've gone old school. Remember when this was the only way we used to score goals? Those were the days, weren't they? But Ballard is in just to remind us that corners can still be a thing. No matter how many times they patch the game, we'll always have corners, boys and girls. 1-0 to us, 15 minutes in, and that league table is looking extraordinary at the moment. Newcastle 2-0 up in their game over Cardiff. Whatever wobble Newcastle were having mid-season when, I mean, we complained at the time that we had to play them in back-to-back games. Looking at how they're dealing with Cardiff, who are in 6th place, we were incredibly lucky to play Newcastle in back-to-back games when they were struggling, because that 6 points is making all the difference in this league table. Love it when you get a little bit of luck go your way. 1-0 at half-time, no changes needed to be made. But if we didn't have those 6 points, we'd be down in 5th place with Swansea, battling for staying in the playoffs rather than... I mean, we're not in a title race. I know I said in the intro we were in a title race. We're not in a title race because look how good Newcastle are. But we're in with a chance of automatic promotion. And even if we fail at that, which it doesn't even count as failure because we're not supposed to do it, we are almost nailed on at this point for the playoffs. We've had another header there from a set piece that is cleared off the line by Swansea. We are a long way clear now of 7th place, which is a very nice situation to be in. Although with my recent playoff record, don't count on anything, especially when we've just taken a red card. I mean, it has been a while since we've had a red card in a big game. Don't worry, they're back. No matter how many times they patch the game, that will always be an issue. What do we do here? I mean, we can probably make changes without having to make any substitutions here, although there's probably some substitutions due anyway. We could move Ballard out to right back, drop Gallner back, drop McCormick back, but actually I'm more likely to make some changes as part of doing that. So if we just take McCormick off and bring Mustafa Killick on, who can play right back, and stick him in there, and then we can just do normal changes. I mean, Ballard's getting tired as well. I don't really want to take Ballard off as well. We will take off Gallagher and bring on, I think we'll go for Anderson rather than Ennis, and we'll leave it there for now. See, at this point, there's probably an argument for dropping back to a balanced mentality, maybe even going to our control possession system as we're down to 10 men. But I'm just afraid of letting them back into the game. But you know what? We are going to do it. We're going to drop to this system. We are going to take Ballard off because he's shattered, and we've got Reece Welch there, who is a very good player in his own right. And we're going to go to this and hope that we can just keep hold of the ball and like not get ourselves too tired out when we're down to 10 men, keep hold of the ball, don't let Swansea have the ball, and by doing that, not let them back into the game. I think we're probably good enough in midfield with Gallner and Santiago to keep possession for long periods of time now. And to be fair, it looks like we're absolutely shutting this game down because we've not had a highlight in the final 20 minutes of the match. I mean, that is exactly what that tactic is for. 20 minutes, shut the game down, no highlights. We grind out the 1-0 win, despite being down to 10 men. That is the sort of thing that teams that are going to get promoted do. Now let's go beat Crystal Palace as well. So just the one change forced on us for the Palace game. Lewis, of course, now suspended off the back of his red card in the previous game. So Walters can move over to right back, and Lundqvist is now sort of fit enough to come into the team to play left back. Ullman's still injured as well. So it kind of has to be Lundqvist. And then with 15 minutes to go, I guess Kilic comes on and Walters moves over to left back so we don't break Lundqvist. Otherwise, it is the same team that has pretty much been playing every game on this run of form that we've had in this second half of the season. We've stumbled across an 11 that works. And why on earth would I change it? I certainly didn't expect McCormick to be a key player as an attacking midfielder. I know I've mentioned it before. In my mind, he shouldn't be there, but for whatever reason, it works. And you've seen it work time and time again. And yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Right, Newcastle losing? Because we're level on points with them as it stands. Newcastle are currently losing away against Blackpool. We are presented with an opportunity. If we can find a way to nab a goal, we could find ourselves top of the championship with 6 games to go, which would be absurd. Let me know down in the comments section, does anyone actually believe at this point that promotion is a possibility? This is going to be a very short episode if nothing happens in this second half, because we already had a very highlight-free game in the first match. I mean, this is going to be like an 8-minute episode. I haven't actually checked the numbers. We need something to happen. Give me a highlight. Give me a goal. Newcastle have drawn level in their game. It's 2-2 now in the Newcastle match, and we do get the highlight. McCormick trying to get that positioning so that he can slot the ball through to Brewster. It's Gallner who's going to try and do it instead. Now back with Gallner again, who just... I'm going to start wearing a headband so I look like him. Santiago to Gallagher. Gallagher shoots from range and he's hit the post. What an effort from him. If that goes in, that's a goal worthy of championship champions. I actually think this guy has been the missing piece of the puzzle. I know I mentioned it before. I think he's been so important to us. And I know a lot of you, I say a lot, there's a section of the comments who'll get on his back because he's only on a 6.95 and that's not good enough. He's a central midfielder. So in my teams, the way my teams play, these 3 players never get good ratings. And I don't care because it's it's the work they're doing for the rest of the team that makes a difference. I get this stick in the network game with Pablo Fornals, who sits there for my Everton team. I spent a lot of money on him. He's averaging like a 6.8 or whatever it is. And he constantly gets mocked by the other guys in the network game. But he's brilliant because he just links everything together. And I think this little 3 in this system that we use are so important, and it doesn't matter what their rating is. And I think he has made an amazing difference to the team. That being said, we are going to make some changes based on rating, because there's 2 of them here on a 6.2 in positions where it does matter. We're going to give Warren Bondo his debut. In fact, we signed him from Palace, who we're playing. There's no better game to give him his debut. Obviously, he makes his debut today, and we've got to take off Lundqvist as well. So we'll bring on Kilic for him, and just like we said before, swap Walters over to that side. So Bondo on his debut against his former team. If I've played Football Manager as much as I think I've played Football Manager, I know this script. Bondo scores the goal. It'll be his first goal of the season. It's against his former club. And he'll be a hero because of it. Certainly, if it was the other way around, if we'd sold a player to them for £1 million, he would be getting his first goal for them against us, because that's how Football Manager works. I just hope it works the other way as well. Come on, Bondo. Do your thing. This is what we spent £1 million for this win today. This goal here. You never need to play for us again. Just grab the goal here. That's all we ask. But we're not getting the highlight. It only works one way, apparently. Newcastle scored a late winner against Blackpool as well, so they've extended their lead at the top of the table. Winning the title was never on the cards, and it's now even further away than we thought it was previously. It's only 3 points away, to be fair, and we are still 2 points clear of Huddersfield. We are very much in the mix for this promotion race. I'm not going to show you every match on the run-in as much as I would like to, because they're all big games. I think what we've got to do now is just go to the end of the season. Middlesbrough and Barnsley tomorrow, and hopefully by the time we get to the Middlesbrough game, we are still in the mix, because if we are, who knows what might happen from there. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.